Last time we saw that Lee returned home, but no one was there, and his mom had turned into a ghost. He gets scared and runs outside, wondering what just happened. He thinks maybe he should wait for his father to return. All he has with him is his mobile phone, so he starts spending time at the park. While sitting there, he thinks about Sunah and texts her. He explains everything to her, and she asks if he wants to come over to her place. Lee agrees, but feels very nervous. Sunah's place is quite run down. When he arrives, he asks her about her grandmother, but she gets confused and says, "How do you know about her?" Then Lee remembers. She told him in his previous life. To cover up, he says, "Oh, you told me before, remember?" He quickly changes the topic by asking about games and TV, but neither of them is available. They start looking at Sunah's middle school photos, but the conversation becomes awkward again. So Lee picks up a book and starts reading. To his surprise, Sunah starts reciting every line from memory. He asks, "Did you memorize the whole thing?" She says yes. Lee thinks, she probably had nothing else to do, so she just read it again and again. Then Sunah says, "Our house is boring, right? I called you here because I want to change my personality. Since I'm in high school now, and we're poor, I never had anything to do." Lee asks, "What do you usually do after school?" She replies, "Nothing." Then Lee reassures her, "No matter what, we'll be in the same club, even if it's the Ghost Story Club." Sunah smiles, and Lee's understanding of her increases. Afterward, Lee returns home with his father and says there's something wrong with Mom, someone else is possessing her. His father responds, "When did you start noticing it?" Lee says, 3 days ago, I woke up at night and saw her doing a handstand." They both start planning what to do. They grab umbrellas as weapons and enter the house carefully. Inside, they see Lee's mom doing a handstand on the kitchen ceiling, holding a knife and cursing them. She attacks, but Lee's father blocks her with the umbrella. He tells Lee to stay back, "I'll handle her." But she aggressively moves toward him, trying to stab him. Just then, their neighbors, Lee's uncle and aunt, enter the house thinking it's just a family fight. Lee's father tells Lee and the aunt to go inside while he holds her off. Suddenly, the door starts knocking again. Now Lee's father has also turned into a ghost. Lee screams, "You're not my father!" But the ghost starts ranting about how Lee isn't running the family business, and other weird stuff. Then Lee's real mom calls and says, "I'm outside the house. What's going on?" "The police are also here." Lee replies, "Just stay out there." He realizes many people around him have turned into ghosts. He grabs the only available weapon, a golf stick, and tells his aunt to stay put. When he goes outside, he sees his father lying on the ground. Lee tries to wake him up, but suddenly, the ghost attacks again. Lee fights back, but eventually the ghost overpowers and kills him. "You are dead." Restarting from last checkpoint, he wakes up back at the point where he had just left Sunah's house. This time, he immediately calls Kyungwon. He asks, "Is there any ghost story about ghosts pretending to be your family?" Kyungwon gets confused, but then says, "Yeah, there's one. It's called Mother's Dilemma." Lee urgently asks for the solution. Kyungwon begins explaining, and that's where episode 5 ends. What's the solution to this ghost puzzle? Stay tuned for episode 6.